Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland at Zandvoort for the Max Verstappen celebration party. It's a quick track and perfect for high speeds, high stakes qualifying. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying day.
Systems all looking good, head down. Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Okay, we've been pushed down to P12.
My wheel froze, got disconnected. Weird.
to P11.
Weird people living on inters.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
Well, we're quite off the pace. .4 off the pace. I believe track is getting wetter. Yes, track is getting wetter. It says that it's going to dry up in 15 minutes though. Yeah, 15 minutes it says it'll dry out. It is in fact getting wetter. Getting drier now, I think. I don't know. Everybody's in the garage still. I think we'll be okay. I think we're safe. Yeah, nobody's out. We should be safe. P4. Max P1. Alright, this is the session that counts. Should be getting drier. We'll wait for the slick run. Flicks are 2/10 slower. Pace should be equal now.
All clear the garage, please. Cars ready to leave.
Pretty slippery. Probably still enters. track, they're just probably slower.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. This lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I think it's slicks. I think slicks are gonna be quicker. I was 2 point something seconds up on that lap. I think it'll only get drier, but I can go inters. Alright, people are going off their last lap. Yeah, it's definitely slicks now. People are still going on inters. Let's go out on slicks again. Fine, whatever.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go. You're lapping slower than Lando. Lando's faster.
That was a weird session.
With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside in races across Europe. Here this weekend, it's even easier to find the Dutch fans as they have a race to call their own once again. A warm welcome to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe, of course, as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with a 678 metre main straight heading into turn 1, Tarzan Corner. And on that straight with DRS open, that'll be the best overtaking opportunity on this track. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Oscar Piastri and Albon, Behrman, Colapinto, Hulkenberg and Liam Lawson, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda and Gasly, Antonelli, Sainz, Esteban Ocon and Gabriel Bortoleto, Doohan and Bell. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me for this afternoon's commentary, Naomi Schiff. Good afternoon, Gnomes. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
Well, they're certainly in a great position. It's always great to just come off of a win. The momentum's there, the team are working well together, and so is the car. So what they've got to do is just keep building on that. Don't change the winning formula. Keep it simple and keep doing what you're doing.
car's really that bad? Ours don't look very good. Mediums don't look good either.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. So as all the cars reform the grids, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
That start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you. Now use DRS. DRS now available. Nice move, good job. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. You're in the top 10 now, keep it up. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. There's a new strategy available on the MFD. Okay, copy that. Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment, just be careful. Okay, gap to the car in front, 2.0 seconds. underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon.
You know what's crazy? You already fucking told me that.
Just ahead. Come on, let's push. And the time last lap, 1:13.9. Okay, gap ahead, 4.0 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Right, a gap to the teammate ahead of us, 16.7 seconds. To the car in front, 5.6 seconds. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 8.8 seconds. Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Okay, mate, Russell behind. It is critical for our race that we keep them behind, please. We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 8.7 seconds. Lawson ahead. Time last lap, 1 minute 15.1. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 8.7 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 12 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. We didn't quite get what we needed out of that, I'm afraid, but don't worry about it. There's a long way to go. Chin up, and let's focus till the end. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. That's Russell just ahead. Push for the position. And the time last lap, 1:14.7. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 1.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 13 laps old. Okay, we think they've got at least 3 more stops. The car ahead has damaged the front wing, but it seems fairly minor. we might see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Right, let's go, come on! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Sauber ahead of you, that's one of the Saubers.
Did George not take a wing?
Okay, Russell's ahead. Okay, gap to the car in front, 21.4 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, we think they've got two stops remaining. Car ahead has some minor front wing damage, but it's currently maintaining its pace.
Is he planning on breaking my wing again?
Okay, so the car ahead's come in and fitted the soft tyre. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Okay, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. We need to form up at reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Information on Ocon. They're retiring from the race. rain's a few lap outs yet, but it is coming, so be careful. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Lando's coming in for his stop now.
We do need to box now, even though the wets are coming.
Radar suggests some weather's going to hit in around 5 minutes time, so stay on your toes. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. Understood. Stopping this lap. Okay, we can take you this lap. Okay, let's go now. Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. Made our 2 scheduled pit stops now, so this is a genuine fight for position. We should be pretty level on pace, so come on, let's go. It looks like rain is inbound and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the rain. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Rain is imminent. Rain is imminent. Be careful out there. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
I think Lando's leading.
Stay dry for much longer. The rain could come at any moment, so watch out. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Safety car will probably be in this lap.
Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
No rain yet.
Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Rain, sector 3.
Green flag. Okay, conditions are going to keep deteriorating for 10 minutes at least. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
I think I already feel off the grub.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. The car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it. I know these conditions are tough, but bear with it. I don't think the track's ready for intermediates yet. At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Weather's changing now. We're going to have to change strategy, so it's time to box. Understood. Copy that.
Come on! Fuck's sake.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, mate, we're seeing a lot of tyre wear at the moment. Please try and look after them. Lando's in the pits. Lando in the pits.
Just doesn't fucking turn, man.
So your ERS is running a bit low. Look into changing your ERS mode in the MFD for a more conservative burn rate, or you might want to try some lifting or gentle braking to recharge. Managing your tyres, manage your tyres. And we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment.
so little grip.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Nice move, good job. Great stuff, you hit that target. Really good job. Teammate ahead, 8.1 seconds. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 5/10 a lap. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Catching the car ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race. Okay, so heavy rainfall, here to stay for a while, doesn't look like it's moving on anytime soon. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now. Okay, gap ahead, 7.5 seconds. Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Let's keep pushing. Tyre condition still looking good. Are you coping okay with this weather? We're watching the amount of standing water on the road, and for now we think it's safe to stay with the Inter. conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall. Inters look like the best tyre for now. And gap to the car in front, 8.0 seconds. Starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. line looks like it's going to be getting much lighter over the next 10 to 15 minutes. There should be more grip, but don't expect a dry track yet. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 8.4 seconds. On the car behind by 0.5 a lap. Keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 7.9 seconds. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Starting to reach the point where you're going to start aquaplaning with those tyres. We think you're alright for now, but it might not be long before we switch to the full wet. Forecasts suggest the rain's going to be lightening up over the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. You should start finding more grip as we clear the standing water. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 8.1 seconds. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 7.3 seconds. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 7.4 seconds. track is still going to be wet for a while, be careful. Into Zandvoort will probably have very similar pace at the moment. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
Is it getting wetter?
The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. Gap to your teammate ahead, 6.9 seconds. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, gap to the car in front, 6.3 seconds. The cars are definitely kicking up a lot of spray at this point. I doubt we're quite ready for the full wet, but we're not far off. Okay, gap ahead, 5.6 seconds.
5.5.
It's hard to say if inters or wets are better right now. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done. Catching the car ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
Yellows. You ready to buck?
Okay, I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being. Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Okay, go, go, go! Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
Good shit, boys, good shit.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens. Caution, caution.
Good work, good work. Cars need to warm up.
Okay, clear. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there. You're doing well.
I think it's drier. We're getting the same rhythm. 13 laps to go. Gap 17.6.
To the car in front, 16.9 seconds. The Red Bull driver's ahead of you. Time last lap, 1 minute 20.4. Piastri ahead. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 16.9 seconds. They're on old intermediates. Okay, their tyres are more than 30 laps old. Red Bull driver ahead. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 16.3 seconds. Okay, Piastri just ahead. Push hard, push hard. They're on old intermediates. Okay, their tyres are more than 30 laps old. And the time last lap, 1:20.2. Okay, mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 15.4 seconds. Oh, mate, great stuff. You hit that target. That sets us up nicely for the rest of this race. Red Bull drivers ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 15.0 seconds. They're on old intermediates. Okay, their tyres are more than 30 laps old. Time last lap, 1 minute 19.9. Good job, you're gaining by a full second a lap at the moment.
Come on, 9 to go. Come on, push.
Red Bull driver ahead. Okay, gap to the car in front, 13.8 seconds. Piastri's ahead of you. They're on old intermediates. Okay, their tyres are more than 30 laps old. And the time last lap, 1:19.7. drivers ahead of you. Piastri ahead. Okay, gap ahead, 13.0 seconds. They're on old intermediates. Okay, their tyres are more than 30 laps old. Time last lap, 1 minute, 19.3. 12.7 seconds. You're pulling out a second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff. Okay, I think the track's going to be drying out quite soon. Be careful you don't burn out your tyres. Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still definitely on the right tyre for the time being, but we're probably not a million miles away from slick conditions. Red Bull driver ahead, and gap to the car in front, 10.5 seconds. Okay, Piastri just ahead, push hard, push hard. They're on old intermediates. Okay, their tyres are more than 30 laps old, and the time last lap, 1:18.8. Okay, so you're gaining by 8 tenths, 8 tenths. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 9.6 seconds. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 17.0 seconds. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 7.4 seconds. Right, temperatures are vital for tyre wear, as you well know, so please try and keep them in the green. Okay, final lap, let's go, final lap. DRS has been enabled, DRS is now enabled. Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
This has been a magnificent drive. Hats off, massive applause, and take a bow. Alex Albon.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing. Next time, they might consider making it easier for themselves, but today, we absolutely loved all the action that we got to see out there.
It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. And only one can climb to the very top spot, and today it's Alex Albon. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
It seems as if you have a new rival. This is the perfect opportunity to show the world why you belong in this sport, and to show me why you belong amongst my very exclusive clientele. That's a joke. I love working with you.